Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hike Dave here. I just was on the computer, letting my phone charge. Pardon me for the angle. Letting my phone charge before I go out for a hike. It was down to like 20%, and I just wanted to make sure I get a full charge on that bad Larry. So, anyways, how are you? Um, I was looking on the internet here, and there's some burial grounds in the Hockomock Swamp. I thought I misread it. I had to look it up again. 8,000 years old, these burial sites. That's amazing. 8,000. That's like a lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. That's a crazy number. I think that's what, too, adds to the scariness of the swamps and stuff like that, is that these Native Americans had held this area in with great respect. And, I've read, too, that the swamps were their main food source, too, with the Wampanoag Indians. And I'm reading here that these dudes that dig up the ground, right? They found these bodies, and they suddenly disappeared. And now, that's all it says, is that they disappeared. I don't know if they went poof and disappeared into thin air, or if, weeks or a month after they were dug up or whatever, that somebody came and took the bodies. I don't know what they're talking about when they say that they just disappeared. But 8,000 years old is a crazy, crazy old. I try to wrap my mind around that time span. That this area near where I live has been untouched in thousands and thousands of years. 8,000 years. Completely an untouched area. No development, no nothing. There is power lines that run through there, so obviously that main long dirt road power line was developed, and I don't know how old that is, but that's it. When I'm out there, and I've hiked out there twice, um, you can feel the just the oldness, the age of the place. You really can feel it. You know what I mean? And that could have something to do with the power lines too. I mean, when you first enter the swamp, you get in there off of a route that's called 138. It's you could tell you're there because there's power lines that cut right through the middle of it. You could hear the power and electricity humming when you're walking underneath the power lines, which I don't think is uncommon. I think all power lines are like that, but you can feel it in your bones. You know what I mean? And I had jumped on this site, and it talks of paranormal claims, and this is where I kind of got this 8,000-year-old burial grounds. And Bigfoot sightings, several reports in the Bridgewater Triangle in the Hockomock Swamp. Thunderbird sightings, a giant bird of a pterodactyl-like flying creature with a wingspan from 8 to 12 feet are claimed to have been seen in the Hockomock Swamp in Taunton, including a report by a Norton police sergeant, Thomas Downey. Many animal mutilations, various incidents of animal mutilations have been reported, particularly in the Freetown and Fall River, where local police were called to investigate mutilated animals believed to be the work of a cult. Two specific incidents in 1998 were reported, one in which a single adult cow was found butchered in the woods, the other in which a group of calves were discovered in a clearing, grotesquely mutilated as a part of a ritual sacrifice. And then there's, of course, the Native American curses, and it's said that they cursed the area centuries ago because of the poor treatment that they received by the by the settlers, and this wampum belt, it was a revered object of the Wampanoag people. A belt known as the wampum belt was lost during the King Philip's War. Legend says that the area owes its paranormal unrest to the fact that this belt was lost from the native people. You could go in there and hike all day for months and weeks and never see a single thing. But the fact that these cases have been documented in local newspapers, in local news reports, credible news sources, I guess credible. I mean, I don't know with the whole fake news thing today, but it's something. There's something out there that's affecting affecting people when they go out there and stuff. And I'm one of those people. And I know crazy Hiker Dave. I felt really strange. Had something thrown at me, and everybody knows the story. I did a video on it. But I wanted to quickly touch, before I go for a hike, on that 8,000-year-old burial sites. That, just wrap your head around that. 8,000 years ago, there were native Indians, or there's some carvings out there on some stones that I've heard recently that they think maybe Vikings had carved these stones. I mean, this is just a lot of history in this area. 8,000 years old, guys. That's amazing stuff. All right, I'm going for a hike. Mother Nature refuses to let go of winter here in New England. It's like 30-something degrees. It's going to be rainy, snowy, sleet. We had 2 nice days last week of 60, high 60s, early 70-degree weather, and that was it. We got teased by it. Now we got nasty weather coming in, and it's my favorite hiking and squatching weather, because I believe that the Sasquatch let their guard down a bit in the bad weather, knowing there's nobody here. I came to my patented hiking area where I know the best, like my backyard, and that is Massasoit State Park. I am noticing changes around here because I hike these trails so much. I know when a tree has fallen. I know when there's a flooded out area that wasn't flooded a week ago. I know these trails very, very well, and I'm seeing huge changes in my area. I'm noticing a lot of sapling breaks. We haven't had high winds here in weeks, and I'm noticing sapling breaks that weren't there a week ago, or they weren't there 10, 15 days ago. And I'm noticing, too, I went out there with my compass, and I'm documenting the direction of these breaks. I'm going to do another video on this. I believe these sapling breaks to be a directional path that could be a sign of a travel corridor for Bigfoot to travel from the Cape all the way up into the Berkshires and all the way up into New Hampshire and Maine, Vermont. Thanks for clicking, guys. I got to bundle up. Thankfully, I didn't put away my winter gear. I still got all my winter hiking gear in the back of my vehicle. So I'm going to bundle up. It's going to be chilly. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for clicking.